The fantasy matchup has become a super fight.
Whoever takes him out, good luck to both of you.
And away we go, the fight clock in the main event, brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light beer. It's Miller time.
One of Pitbull's advantages, they call him Paraíba, the state he's from, big heads, they can take a shot. He's had an amazing chin so far, but Benson Henderson against Koreshkov ate some monster shots that stayed in that fight.
Absolutely, and right away you see Benson taking the center of the cage, which I think was his biggest mistake last time against Koreshkov. On that back foot, you cannot attack.
The contrast in the two opponents for Ben Henderson to start his Bellator career, it is stunning when you look at the two. Think about Koreshkov and think about how much smaller Pitbull is.
But I'm a little surprised, to your point, Champ, that he doesn't kind of make Pitbull come to him, use that reach advantage. Doesn't want to walk into the big shot. That's Pitbull's equalizer. Absolutely, and
I'd say that's one of the biggest things Benson's been successful at, is letting a guy fight himself out of the fight. Let a guy wear himself out so much, try for takedowns, try for the grappling, swing power punches, wear himself out, and then Benson capitalizes.
One other thing, guys, to keep in mind, Ben Henderson, 11 of his last 12 fights, 5-round fights. He has to get started faster.
Two ways to look at that. He's got to start fast, and man, he's got an endless gas tank. Only 3 rounds in this fight. 5-rounders, he looks good.
He does, and a lot of times, because I've studied him for years. Back when he was champ at the UFC, I was champion here. Everybody talked about us fighting. I thought him and I might cross roads eventually. You watch him fight, it almost looks, when a guy gets on a leg, he almost looks bored. He almost looks like he is controlling his heartbeat. He's controlling his heart rate and keeping that gas tank where it needs to be.
His pacing is great.
Absolutely.
They're now showing a lot of respect for the power of Pitbull. And that I thought we'd see a lot of leg kicks, a lot of teeps. Pitbull just waiting for him to come in. I was a little surprised when he got Ben Henderson off his feet. He didn't pounce on him. Let him get back up. He has confidence in that right hand. I was studying for this fight, getting ready for it. I was thinking, what fight was kind of like Ben Henderson? Who kind of had that build? The closer you get with Pat Curran, tall, big for the weight class. What Pat Curran did is he made it basically a boxing match. Never kicked, wasn't quite busy enough to get Pitbull off his game.
Absolutely.
And ask Ben Henderson if he has been in there with somebody the physical size of Patrício Pitbull. He came up blank.
Couldn't remember anybody.
Yeah, you're talking about a guy who's fighting at 170, has fought some of the biggest guys in the world at 155, and now he's fighting arguably not the largest featherweight that we've seen. So it, like Sean said, the contrast between Koreshkov and Patrício is stunning.
The only guy I can think of, maybe Frankie Edgar, who was more 45 size, but stylistically totally different.
Absolutely.
That's a weapon Pitbull. I think when he uses, he's successful. A leg kick. He has very heavy legs. Doesn't use it that much, but using it just enough now.
That's why the matchup was so intriguing, and nobody can really put their finger on it. Nobody seemed to have a great feel for how this fight would go, because it was a fight nobody could really imagine.
I'm really surprised right now. Ben Henderson not throwing a lot of jabs, not throwing the lead kick a lot. He's a taller guy, not really using it. Looks like he's trying to set up a power shot.
He does. Yeah.
That's Pitbull's wheelhouse.
Yeah, when you let Pitbull set his feet, when you let him get that rhythm, that in and out rhythm, you have to start disrupting that rhythm, like you talked about, that front kick, that front teep kick. Use that range, keep him off of that square stance where he is right now. He's got that right hand cocked and ready.
Talked about Sean, Ben Henderson maybe starting a little too slow. He started very slow in this first round. Pitbull more active, and he's usually not a very busy puncher.
Yep. But there you go. There you see Ben walking him down, which I did not expect. Even though he is the smaller fighter, I think that's been one of his tendencies, which becomes a habit, is Ben Henderson likes to be almost with his butt up against the cage.
Likes to bait you to come in, dare you to come in.
In my opinion, I think he's implementing the best game plan that he can, unless he runs into that right hand. He's got to be a bully, but you can't run into a Pitbull right hand.
Ben Henderson, who looked us in the eye and told us it doesn't matter who I do what I do. It doesn't matter who the opponent is, but the first round hasn't played out that way.
And the thing is that Pitbull Usually a very aggressive guy, like you said, a very emotional guy. Very, very controlled right now. I think he's fought a good fight.
He is.
Smart fight.
It's a little refreshing to see.
Interesting round one. Yet, as that round number one was, we were both surprised, by the way, all of us surprised by how Ben Henderson approached it.
Yeah, I mean, I gave it 10-9 Pitbull. He was the one throwing the punches. He was the one throwing the right hand, waiting for Ben Henderson to come forward, but he was the one throwing leg kicks and punches. You saw it differently, champ. Tell me why.
Yeah, definitely a toss-up round, but I do think Benson obviously controlled the cage more, but I will agree, Patrício is throwing more punches, so it's a tough round.
Yeah, Benson's certainly controlling the real estate. He's the aggressor.
Absolutely.
Crowd getting on him. If you would have told me coming into this fight that Ben Henderson would have a problem being active, I wouldn't have believed it.
Absolutely.
He's a guy who tends to out-volume guys, to outwork them, to out-hustle them.
He does.
So far, he's controlling the real estate, but not throwing punches, not even going for a takedown.
Yep. You use that word hustle. I'd say he's built a career off of just hustling.
Yeah.
And out-hustling guys, and hustling at the right time, letting guys wear themselves out when he wants to wear them out, and hustling whenever he wants to break guys.
Could that be what he's doing? Maybe starting slow, getting Pitbull to maybe a little overconfident, throw a little bit more to turn it on later.
I think it is possible, because you got to remember, he does have that size advantage, that reach advantage, that range advantage in his back pocket. He's controlling the fight with his size and putting Pitbull up against the cage. Or his butt up against the cage, controlling that center of the cage.
And remember, it was off the cage where Patrício knocked out Daniel Weichel.
It was.
Pitbull was always throwing that right hand. I'm really surprised Benson Henderson isn't using his lead tools, lead jab, lead foot a little bit more.
Patrício turned that miss into a takedown. The most underappreciated element for both of these guys is the ground game of Patrício Pitbull.
He's going for the Kimura, trying to lock it up.
When you've got as many people out as Patrício has, you aren't known as that BJJ black belt. People almost forget about it, but he's got it.
Man, he's going hard for this Kimura.
And this is where that size advantage comes in, too. He can crank on that.
And got that leg all the way up. Good left hand by Pitbull.
Oh,
what the heck happened?
Wow.
He pulled something. He's defending the Kimura.
Tell him to point with one finger.
I think already, if you look at his right foot.
Yeah, his right foot's turned like something happened to it. And once you turn away, that's physical surrender. It's a good stoppage by John McCarthy. His right foot is turned out right here like something's wrong, but I couldn't see when it happened.
Guys, I think, remember in the first round, Ben Henderson hit him with a kick near that knee.
Only when I put my weight.
Only when he puts his weight on. I wouldn't do that.
Right.
No, it's the ankle.
Stand on it.
Patrício Pitbull. An ending we could not possibly have predicted as Patrício Pitbull walks away.
Ladies and gentlemen, as a result of a kick thrown by Patrício, the injury to the leg renders him unable to continue the contest. Therefore, official time, 2 minutes, 26 seconds. Into round number 2, the winner by TKO Smooth, Benson Henderson.
He goes back to check on Patrício Pitbull one more time.